We were stuck in our houses and thinking about how we live and what we do, and our connection with the outdoors became an important question in those times. My name is Erkmen Savaskan and I'm an interior designer from Istanbul, Turkey, relaunching my business here in Sydney. We are featuring this film together with Welcome Merchant. Today we're here at the Phuket City Farms in Camperdown, Sydney. We're going to be talking about the 2021 interior design trends based on the Salone del Mobile Milan output. And hopefully that is going to help us to understand how interior design got influenced after the global COVID experience we had. The lockdowns influenced two basic areas of design, which is urban design and how our cities function. But also, when we think about our own lives, the question became about our living places. More importantly, how to redefine them and what kind of changes are needed in order to accommodate multifunctionalization in our indoor areas, especially our interiors, which cannot be compartmentalized anymore, which need to be a little bit more flowing and a little bit more accommodating to many functional properties like storage and cleaning and working from home, exercising from home, even the way we cook and sleep became important questions which we had to sit down and rearrange. So the home becomes more and more an important place which we need to rearrange and re-functionalize. It also becomes very important how we deal with the psychological effects of our environments, not just in our homes but offices and indoor areas. So we see that actually the utilization of every single corner and places like bathrooms or entrances or corridors, which we actually sort of neglected before or thought as secondary spaces, becomes more important, and putting fun and funky and color and details and more interesting lighting everywhere and making all those areas open to new functions but also new looks and much more fresher, more entertaining, psychologically stimulating places. The color trends are never just singular. They come with many combination or attitude proposals, but the two basic ones for 2021 seem also to be interconnected, which is on one side we have the earth tones and natural materials and stone-like colors and everything that reminds us of the nature itself. And on the other side we have juicier, much more vibrant colors, which actually are derived from the subdued natural counterparts of them, like pomegranates and pistachios and peach and pale pinks which we find in the nature, or raspberries and olive greens and so on. And they are pretty much combinable in this year's trends. We also see dark backgrounds, dark olive greens or dark marine walls and dark grays, making our spaces a little bit bigger. And it's not just about the colors, it's about the materials and textures, and we see a little bit more primitive nature-like forms and sculptural objects. And as we said, materials and colors, of course, it's not just on the aesthetics, despite the fact that that's very important, but also about the functionality of these materials we use in our interior spaces. What we see is basically criteria like easier to clean, or more funky to step on, or more surprising to have. We see lots of outdoor materials used inside, like concrete slabs and mosaic floors and more natural stones and so on. But we also see the use of technological material coming a little bit more forward, like easy to clean wall paints, acrylic counters, and all sorts of other technological material that is to come in the future is actually starting to be introduced. Biophilic design is basically the integration of the concept of nature in an organic manner to contribute to human health and productivity. But not everything we do regarding putting some sort of nature into our spaces is called biophilic design, like simply having a plant in a pot or having an ivy on one corner does not define biophilia. Biophilic design is more about bringing in the nature in more functional or in a better defined way in the perspective of well-being into our lives. Actually, the most classical example to that would be a building covered with beautiful ivies on all sides of its facades without leaving an empty space open, which also helps actually to insulate the place, to help it become warmer. Or the modern approach in bigger projects today, which brings in entire forest patches or little ecosystems into the atriums or public areas of the buildings, and nature which becomes integral to the design of architecture. And it isn't direct and organic engagement with the aspects of nature, whether it would be plants, whether it would be water. So these can all be counted under the definition of biophilic design. What COVID did to our lives influenced interior design very much, as it became a subject about how we live and how we actually dwell in our houses and what kind of changes are needed in order to accommodate the new living style and working style it brought together with it. So what comes out from the 2021 trend work of the Salon del Mobile, we can basically define it as bringing the outdoors in.